Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday the 6th of November. We've got new mods, we've got a couple of updates, and we've got 2 new maps out. This mod review will not be showing off the crude oil production by Bartson V3. That will be a separate mod review because there's a lot going on in that. There's a lot of production buildings and bits and bobs, and so that will be a separate mod review in its own right. Hopefully a little bit shorter, but I won't be able to fit it all in to this. The updates, we've got the Lizard Agriflex SPB by BB Mods and the Drink Production by Olaf 1309. In front of me we are starting off with this. This is the Lizard WS130DG by Agrogaatti, 6.41 megabytes download, 4 slots. These are the 2 different versions of it. This version, and both versions have tension straps. With the higher version, I always get the higher version of any one because sometimes that's just that becomes a silage like forage trailer. It doesn't. That will still take everything, and that's absolutely fine, and that will unload normally. There's an option for cover on it as well. In this configuration, you can open the flap at the back so you can use it as a bale trailer as well, which makes it rather handy. If we go to our trailers, and just to here, the 130DG, 19 grand for the base model. So we've got 7,900 litre, and like I say, that version, you can still do 7,900 litre, but it has tension strap options, so you can open the back. And then we've got the extension, which takes it to 18,300. It's only 22 grand as well. It's not bad for that sort of capacity of trailer. And we've got the option for BKT of Vreystein are the 2 tyre choices. We've got design 1, 2, 3 are for the decals. 4 is off. Back to 1 again. Trail hitch, yes or no, so you can have a trail hitch on there too. Cover, yes or no, so if you've gone for the larger option, if we go back to and take the extension off, you lose the cover option, so it's only if you've got the cover on. So you've got yes or no, and then you've got cover, colour and license plate option on there too. Nice. So we'll just very quickly show you them doing the thing. I like the fact it puts the tarp up at the front there, that's quite cool. Nice little feature. Unload here. Does that and it will tip up. Lovely job. And this one just here. So we have got the option here to open flap. So you get load bales on and off, and tension straps. I didn't show the tension straps on the other one, but it does have them. But opening the flap's not going to help you on the other one because the sides are in the way, so putting bales on would be something of a problem. There we go, that's the Lizard WS130DG. Next we got the, where is it? Rudolph Welger D-key. D-key? It's not a D-key, it's a DK. Wowzers. The DK280RA. It's going to be one of those mod reviews. It's going to be one of those mod reviews. This is 6 slots, 410, 4.1 megabytes download. This is by AxeDiamend and PremiumPower. And it looks like this. Again, I've gone for the larger option with the extra sides on, and this will still take everything. It doesn't make it just a silage trailer, as you can see. We have got option for tip side rear, tip side grain door, tip side left, and you can see all the paraphernalia for that. It gives you option for tip side right. Tip side right, the whole lot tips up, and this bottom section will flap open. Whereas if you do tip side left, that whole side will flap open. But there's no option to open that on its own. So again, you couldn't use this for transporting pallets and bales and stuff like that if you'd wanted to. Which I thought, well, not this peculiar in particularly. So you've got extension, yes or no. So 18,500, 24,500. If you go for the extension, you've got the option for changing the extension colour, so we can change that top section to whatever you want. Take that back off again. We've got Continental, Trelleborg, BKT, Vreystein, back again. Continental's got standard and standard 2, and the others come just as they are. So, I think I've got it on tip side left, I have. So, unload here. As you can see, we'll do that, and then tilt. Just, well, no, didn't mean to drive off, but I'm just double checking. L1, R1, L1, R1. Yeah, there's no option just to open the side or anything like that. Tip side right, you'll see. Let's say, because there's no thing there, it will do that, then the bottom slatted section will just... Oh, I thought it was just the bottom one. Oh, well, there you go. Why did I think that? Rear trail hitch on the back as well, as you can see. There you go, the Rudolph Welger. It's interesting it says Rudolph Welger, but it doesn't give you the option for Welger. It's just Rudolph. Unless it's the same company, don't know. Anyway, there's that. Next we've got the metal cow sheds just here. Now I have put animals in both these. I haven't been doing that with animal sheds and stuff recently, and I will explain why. Metal cow shed, 6.28 megabyte download. I think, looking at my handwriting. 8 slots, 35,000 to buy. We'll hold 25 animals. Customization option is colour for the tin, so we can change the colour option on there as well. This is by Weksi, or Weksi, depending on where in the world they are from. Under animal pens. So this is this one at the bottom there. And I'll say options on this. If we go customise, we can change the colour. Let's go red, for example, which changes the tin colour. Nice and straightforward. Now, what it also has, our milk point is there. This gate does open. Animal trigger dialog box is just here. Bedding and feed went in here. And then we've got our slurry point, but then also we've got a trigger for unloading, which I assume is for manure. Although I haven't got any manure showing in here yet. And I say that because if we come into this menu and come down to our... We've got 2 cow barns. We've got 3 actually at the moment. That one doesn't say... Normally it would say manure... No, it needs a... There's no manure heap extension nearby. That's not saying that. And the next one we're going to look at says the same thing. It doesn't say it needs a manure heap. So my assumption is that both of those are going to produce manure. And that's why that extra trigger's there for taking the manure out. So what I'm going to do in a little while, I'm going to speed up time. I've got to remember when we get to the end of this, and I'm going to forget, I know I will. Speed up time and see, because I'm assuming that's where you'll take the manure out from. And the next one along, I guess I'm making an assumption as well, because there's not a trigger for it, that you'd have to maybe scrape the manure out of that one, but we'll speed up time and we'll check those out. Anyway, I do like the extra light here, with a little bit at the back there and the top, just adds a little bit, so it's not, completely enclosed. We do have a light switch over the back here. It's got a proper clonk to it. Clonk and clonk. There you go. So there's that one. Next we've got this one here. This is the large UK indoor cow barn by MSModding. 38.3 megabytes download, 16 slots, 75,000 to buy. Will hold 150 animals. The weathering and detail on this is amazing. Really, really nice looking building. With the ramps going up here, dialog box at the front. These gates do open if you want to open them. Bedding and feed went in at the top section up here. Now this door at the front, if I close it, there's no sound until you get the clonk at the end. Doesn't help because the cow's making a racket. But the one at the other end does. Because I was going to say, oh that's weird, there's no sound effect. But then when you get the clonk at the end, let's see if this one works. There you go. So it's kind of maybe the door at the front. I mean, look at the detail, the scratching and stuff on that. That's incredible. I'm just assuming that maybe the one at the front has been recently oiled and is not making a sound. This one just needs a bit of oil to sort it all out. Maybe, I don't know. Round to the side here, we've got our milk point. That's just a good point. Where is our slurry trigger? Dialog box at the front. Milk was around that side. Oh, there we go. Where's our slurry trigger? Oh, I wonder. It's just there. So like I say, this one's saying the same thing. It's not saying it requires a manure heap. So I'm assuming it will produce manure. I'm going to write on my notes, speed up time, and we'll see. Now I have got all of the stuff over the back there running for the crude oil production. It's just too much to fit into this let's play. Let's play. Oh, I don't know what is the matter with me today. This mod review. So there we go, there's that. Next, what this? This is the American Old Garage by Patty and Ikas. This is 2.85 megabytes download, 7 slots, 20,000 to buy. Customization option is colour. Light switch inside is over here. Like these hang like drop down sort of lighting. And you can see what sections change colour. Build mode and sheds is where you'll find it. For 20 grand. Not bad at all. Next we've got this. This is the fertilizer production. This is by FSPT, 17.44 megabytes download, 15 slots, 30,000 to purchase. Build mode and factories is where you find this, and you'll find it just there. 30 grand, no customization options required. It comes as it is like that. We'll come over here to our production. It requires manure in, slurry in, straw in, and it'll give you solid fertilizer out. 1,500 and 1,000 to 2,000 out. So you're losing a little bit in the process, but with those recipes at thousands, and the cycles per month being at 240, that'll run fairly quickly. So it's kind of extras, stuff that your cows might be producing, straw if you've got it left over from doing harvest contracts, or not harvest contracts, but harvest work. It's a good way to get some solid fertilizer made, and then once solid fertilizer is made, you take it out from there, and off you go to do your thing. Fertilizer production by FSPT. Next we're going to look at this. Actually no, we're going to look at these. If we go into build mode and we come down to our sheds, there are 6 in this pack. So we have got this. This is the ESC Sheds by MSModding, 15.76 megabytes download. 4s and 5s on the slot counts. There's customization options. I put in brackets stupid, because there's a lot of them. There's a stupid amount of them, and when I say that, I'm not saying the mod is stupid or anything like that. For me, it's just you're going through thinking this is ludicrous, the amount of options on here. And each of them has, so you'll get the idea of the theme. So you've got this one here for 30 grand, that for 40 grand, that one for 50, 35, 45, 55, and you can see the sort of style. So that's our first one. That's the first sort of style for it. That's the second one. You can see the size of that, and then third one, fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one. But what we're going to do now is have a look at the options. So customize. So we've got a color option. If I change the color option now, let's go for, well, we'll go red. Why not? And then we go back up. So that's original. Option 1, 2, and you can see it's brickwork at the moment. But when we switch over, there you go. So the bottom section's red. So when you change the color options, that bottom section will change. So option 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. Some of them go up to 21 and 22. So that's that one. And you'll, like I say, you'll get the idea. Customization, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, back to original. So various different options, like I say, as you can see, that starts off with completely open, one side wall open, and then you've got the bottom wall section. Then it goes to all of those options, and then it goes to the other side wall, and then does all those options. Then it goes to both walls, then it goes to completely enclosed. So that's the sort of the premise behind it, and that is the same on all of them. If I do it on this one, go backwards, you'll see there's option 15. We can go back on the various different options on that. So a ton of configuration options on the various different styles, and you'll find, like I say, depending on which sort of one you prefer, a squared off version, rounded roof version, whether you want the porch sections on the side of them or not, will come down to you and your preferences. But that is the ESC Sheds. Next we've got this is the Chips Factory. It's by VX Mapping, 8 megabyte download, 4 slots, 55,000 to buy. No customization options. Putting in is done here. Come up to here, and our production is this: beetroot chips, carrot chips, parsnip chips, potato chips, carrots, parsnip, potato, red beet, and sunflower oil in. That is our frying agent. As far as the recipes and cycles go, we've got 480 cycles per month, and the recipe is 100 plus 5 will give us 30 on the red beet and the potatoes. And you see that's 480 as well. If we go to the carrot chips and the parsnip chips, the cycles per month have gone up as well. So not 480, they're 720, and the recipe is 105 to 25, not 30. So although the recipe is less, the cycles a month are much higher. So they're probably going to run faster, and that's what you'll get out. So if you've got any of those items, if you're running root crops and you've got some sunflower oil, you want to just set up this whole thing and run it as a chip factory, you absolutely can. And your pallets will spawn out the back of here when you are good and ready. That is the Chips Factory. Next, this is cool. And it's this. We're going to get onto the tractor in a moment, the tractors, but it's this. I like it a lot. We had in the straw harvest pack the square bale kind of version of this. This is the round bale version. This is the John Deere 561R round baler by MSModding, 56.26 megabytes download, 19 slots. And then the transport bit on the back, bale handler, is 9 slots. So this will only do 150 and 180 centimetre bales. It doesn't do 125s. It's quite a big baler. It does have silage additive tank on it as well, so you can run silage additive. So if you are doing grass, you will get a bonus on your grass. You can run it as a baler in its own right, no problem at all. But if you add this onto the back of it, it will then get 3 bales on the rack on the back, and then you can set it, well, you will unload it, but you can unload it so your bales are kind of not strewn all over the place. You've got, you know, sets of 3. Depending on what bale grab and stuff you've got, you might be able to pick all 3 up at the same time to put them onto a trailer. Just makes life a little bit easier. And I kind of dig it. I really do. So if we come down to our round balers, that's where you'll find it just there. 93 grand. So you've got accumulator ready. No. So if you want to run it as it is, if you want to add that back section on, you need it accumulator ready. Yes. Then we've got round bale net. So you can have it empty. You can have John Deere, standard net, film binding, or back to empty, silage additive tank, yes or no, and that's it. No tyre choices, you've got the balloon tyres and stuff, very cool. If we come out of them, we come to our transport section, that's where you find the accumulator. The A520R, 9,900, no options on this, it will do 3 bales, as you can see. So what we'll do, jump in here, we'll back up, hook that on, like that. Now, it says operating position. When you do that, it opens it out, ready for collection of bales. Now, we do have the option, if we go to our baler, we can open cover. So if you are doing it where you're going to need to refill your binding net and stuff like that, you can open the cover to do that. Close cover, turn on baler, lower pickup, turn on automatic drop, yes. You still need to stop. This doesn't have a pre-chamber or anything like that. We don't have to do all 3 bales, but you'll get the idea. I think it's 5,000. I'm on 150s, not 180s. I should have checked the bales when they were out. It's 5,000 something. 5.5. There we go. So it goes like that. Boom, straight into the trailer. Then we'll do the one on the right, and then we'll do the one in the middle. So we'll do one more. I don't have to do all 3 at the same time. I can unload it whenever I think I can unload it whenever I want. Let's press triangle and switch to it, so it's good to go. And then yeah, when you can do them in stack. I think it's very cool. Like I say, we've had square bale versions before. There may well have been round bale versions on PC before, but I do my mod reviews on console. I like to highlight the stuff we're getting on console. Of course, it wouldn't be quite enough. I thought I'd just do the there we go. So unload bales. I could do another one, but let's unload bales. Rolls them out like that. Rolls back up. Now, be careful. As you can see, they don't roll off with force. But let's put that back in the transport position, and we can do what we're going to do from there, which is rather cool. But if you're on a hill, they will roll a lot. So you just got to be careful about where you do unload them. Automatic unload can be done for the baler, but not automatic unload for the rear section. Because I don't think it gave me the option for that. No, it's just automatic drop on the main thing, not the rear baler itself. So there we go. That's the John Deere 561 round baler. Next, actually, we're going to look in. Actually, before we go back to that, we're going to look in here. So we've got some more John Deere gear, and it's under harvesters. So under headers, we have got just here. So this is the John Deere RDF 30, 35, 40, 45 by Agro Tonho, 60.95 megabytes download. So we've got 12 slots, 13 slots, 14 slots, 14 slots. Options are exactly the same on each of them. Now, I wanted to show you these in here. I mean, they're headers. They do the header thing. Doesn't matter which one we pick. Like I say, the options are the same on each. So we've got EU or US. Options those. Puts the stalks on the outside on the US version. Air bar, yes or no. And then we've got cutter size. So on the side there, we've got canola knives, yes or no. Now, be careful. If you change the main colour and design colour and nothing happens, and you think, well, this is broken. It's not. It's only because it's the air bar. The colours are for the air bar, not for the header. So we now go main colour and do that. And then do design colour and do that. That's the air bar. I thought I write my notes broken because I did it like that, and I'm changing the colours and nothing was changing. I'm thinking, I don't understand, it makes no sense. It's for the air bar. So if you're wondering why it might not be doing it, that's what it's for. So that's that pack of 4 headers, the John Deere RDF 30, 35, 40, 45. Next then is this, and I've got 2 of these. I went for the one with the LSWs, and I've got one for row crops as well because I think it's rather cool. This has got some cool features. Let me just detach from that. Let me just stop there a second. and go into here. Let's turn the engine off. So you've got your key turn, all the bits and bobs come on. It's a JHHG modding mod, so you know, you're kind of expecting that kind of thing. This is the John Deere 8R 2022-2025 US series, 20.61 megabytes download, 17 slots. It's a lovely looking bit of kit. I love the fact that when you're stopped, I don't know if you can see on the upright panel that's on the window support pillar, whatever you want to call it, that it's flashing until you start moving, because you could change your mind. You could go into reverse. See what I mean? And you see the thing change to the left, forward and reverse, and it will flash until you start moving. Then it goes solid because now I'm going forward. That level of detail, that's absolutely mint. But what's it? This has also got all-round suspension, and the suspension. You can see the suspension arms in there. The suspension on this is absolutely. You can see the whole thing going. Look. It's an absolute unit. We've had a lot of John Deeres, I know we have, but I like it. I think it's very, very cool indeed. We have got the option L1 and right stick up and down, which will do that. Horn, lights, beacons. We'll go through the various different options in just a minute. We'll go over and I'll show you the one with the row crops. Be careful, because it does lead a bit, and if you try and corner too quickly, especially on a slope, it can roll over. But very nice indeed. And there you go. So here's one with row crops as well. So you've got 30 inch and we've got 36s. I went for the 30 inch, but the 36 is just a little bit wider, and you'll see those options now. So if we go to our large tractors and we come to there. So we've got 326 horsepower, 357 horsepower, 388, 420 and 458 horsepower. Let me go back again. We've got Lizard, we've got Michelin, and we've got Continental. Then back to Lizard. Under Lizard, LSWs with weights. Back again. Under Michelin, they're the 30-inch row crops. Now, I'm not going to read them all out, but I will scroll through. And if you'll notice, well, you might notice, there are a lot of things that don't seem to be changing. Look at the rear axles and the front axles, more the rear, because it goes through various different options of the various different weights inside and outside wheel. So if we go now, it does that, then the weights, then that, it goes through, then the rear, and you'll see just inside you've got weights inside, weights outside, weights both, and then it goes through, adds the extra stalks on, then we go through the various different options on there, then it puts the fronts on, we go through, and we come back to our standards. If we go to our Continentals, that's the 36s, so you notice as it puts the rear wheels on, once we go for the various different weight, there you go, so the gap's much wider on the 36s, and you can see on the rear the various different options for the weights going on and off there as well. Singles, inside, outside, doubles, like so, and then back to standard. Weight bracket, we have got 600 kilo, 1200, 18, 2200, 3-point link, weight bracket. Now it does say in the description, where are we? It does say this add-ons and new features, support for the Kuhn FAB stalk rollers. We don't have those on console. I thought it came maybe with this pack, and I've looked everywhere. I looked under weights, I've looked at, and maybe I've missed it, but I looked in all the sections and areas I could think of, and I couldn't find it. But it's got like stalk stompers, so if you're driving a auger wagon or something over the field in real life, corn stalks and stuff can be incredibly solid and incredibly sharp and can puncture tyres. So stalk stompers on either harvesters or like on the front of something like this will prevent you from getting punctures on your tractors when you're supporting grain operations or corn operations or whatever it might be. So we'll just jump back in this, or into this one. It's got some movement. But there you go. That's the John Deere 8R 2022-2025. Lovely. Next, we've got this. I got this out. I don't know. I got it out because I don't know. I was curious about something, and I can't think what it might have been. This is the Kuhn GA4521. This by, I'm going to say Łosioł. 6 slots, 4.4 meters wide. You'll find this under the Rowers of Wind. So, just there, 8 grand. Add-on, puts those in the back. Reflectors, reflector and lighting, no. Main colour, we can change to anything we want, like so. I was curious, and I might have just been to see what the unfold was, so comes like that, unfold. Have we got any straw left in this field? Yeah, a little bit. There you have it. The GA4521 windrower. Next we've got this. This is the Lizard RingRoller. I think it says it's Hungarian. Was it Hungarian in the description? There are two of these. This is 7.34 megabytes download, 4 slots for the 2.5 metre, 4 slots for the 4 metre. I've gone for the 4. We'll just hook that onto the back. Probably could have done with the front weight on there, but that's fine. We'll be okay. Don't you worry about a thing. There we go. 1,500 gets you the 2.5 metre, and then 4,500 gets you the 4 metre. There's no options on these, they come as they are. The smaller one requires 50 horsepower, the larger one requires 60 horsepower, and they should do the rolling thing. The roly-mo. They will roll small stones back into the ground. And there you go. It's a roller, and it does the thing a roller should do. Awesome stuff. That is the Lizard RingRoller. Next, we've got this, also very cool. This is the old log trailer by Carl TG, 16.53 megabytes download and 4 slots. Now this is an Asian log trailer, because I was getting out thinking, this is weird. It's got the support here, not at the sides. And so when I looked at the images, it's designed for the logs to be laid on this way, not that way. And you can see by the way the straps are. So whatever, I mean, you might get away with 6s, maybe 7s. Depends how much you want to overhang. So your logs, these act as your log supports, and your logs pile up in here, facing this direction. Nice wide axle as well. So for hill work, you know, it's less likely to tip over. And you can see the tension straps running that way. So when your logs are all piled up, it will strap over the top of the whole lot. It's cool. Again, I like different things, and I'm trying to think of another time. We've had straps on different trailers that have gone in that direction, but I don't think we've had a log trailer that goes that way. We've got Continental, a Michelin, Big OT, knock-in and back. No options with any of those. We've got main colour. I like that brown. It almost gives it a kind of rusted look, really. I like that. We've got design colour, which does the supports, and that does the underside as well. So you can see your axles change colour as well. Rim colour, let's go blue, doesn't really matter. And then license plate option on there as well. And then like the weathering on the boards on the deck, the log supports underneath as well when you unhook from it. It's just a neat bit of kit. Get quite a lot of logs on that, wouldn't you? There we go. That's the old log trailer. Next, we're going to show you in here under subsoilers. We have got just here the Lizard G7 Chicota. This is 4.96 megabytes download, 2 slots by Alexsi Modding. We've got the body colour we can change to that. We can do the tines colour, so the ends. I'll change them to that, but you can go metallics if you wanted to. Roller support, that's that back section. You can see at the moment it's red. Let's go green, doesn't really matter. And then roller colour, we can change the roller colour on there. Now, it doesn't say here in the description, and it also doesn't say in the description on the Modhub website. It doesn't say what it is. I don't know what width is. Oh, there we go, 2.6. I take that back, 2.6 metres. It doesn't say in here, but it does say in there. How did I miss that anyway? 2.6 metre wide subsoiler. Nice and straightforward. Next, we've got this. This is a mint bit of kit as well. This is the JCB Fastrac 3000 by RossN Mods. 14.63 megabytes download and 10 slots. Quite a lot of options on this. Quite a lot of cool options on this, which I appreciate massively. Go to here, 185,000 for the base model. Window control on or off. I went on. Engine setup, we've got 195 horsepower or 230. Those are two options. It's only 2,500 to go up to 230, so it takes you to 187,500, which is pretty good to be fair. Wheel brand, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Vredestein, BKT, Nokian, back again. I'll show you on the Trelleborgs, as I tend to do now. Other tyre choices will depend on which one you go for. So we've got standard, wides, flotations. Some of the other ones have flotation. I like that as an option. Narrows, rear narrow twin, rear twin, twin, back to standard. I went flotations, but I'm a big fan of narrow twins. And this is the old style. This is not the 4000. This is what come before it. We got no beacons. We got low beacons 2, so clear. We then got high beacons. We've got an option for light bar with rear lights. We've got light bar, no rear lights, back to no. Then we've got LED strobes. We got no. We got front. We got back. We got both. Then you got GPS. You got standard, Starfire, back to no. Horns, yes or no. We've got CB radio inside, yes or no. Mirror covers, we can change those, yes. We've got yes with white lights, and then yes with amber lights. I think I went yes with amber lights. Agriculture frame, now there isn't anything, I don't think we've got anything yet that will hook onto this. But I know there are different attachments and tanks and things that can go onto these in the real world. I'm trying to think, have we had... Will that work with some of the Mercedes-Benz pack stuff that we've had? I don't know. But it has that on there. It does say, like, not compatible. What's the word I'm looking for? It says in the description, module frame support is what it says. Front header attacher, we have got quick, Hauer, no. If you've got precision farming on, you've got the option for the Iceria Pro compacts on the wing mirrors. Main colour, anything on that palette does that. Grill colour, let's go blue, does the front grills. Next grill colour does the top grills. Orange didn't help, let's go green. There we go, does those top grills. Mirror guard colours, so if you want to then put some colour on those, you can see the lights. If you've gone for the lights, you'll see those in a minute. Rim colour, license plate option on there as well. So jump in, start it up. Lights, you see the side lights on the wing mirrors and on the front as well. It's cool, I like it. Beacons, so we've got the beacons on, so I've got the flasher units front and rear, and on the top. But you notice as well we've got the lights on there. Turn the lights off. We've also got, turn those off, hang on. There's brake lights on that top bar as well, which I think is pretty cool. So we've got L1, R1, right stick side, does the door. Right stick up and down, does the rear window. Interior, it feels, there's no option for adjusting the seat. I suppose, I guess it is a tight cab. When you look at it, the back window's right behind you and you're right by the front windscreen, so it is a tight cab. It does sound brilliant though. I think this has all-round suspension as well. Look at the detail in there and the axles. Very cool indeed. There you go, that's the JCB Fastrac 3000. Next we've got the Lizard Trold. We've had quite a few, but it's like MSModding and Agro Tonho. They do like their little 4x4s, you know, these things. Quad bikes is the word I'm looking for. So this is 13.01 megabytes download, 6 slots by Agro Tonho. And this has got some features I don't think I've come across on these things before, which is quite cool. 12,100 to buy for the base model. We have got 104 horsepower on the Trold or Trold Automatic. Horsepower stays the same. Wheel brand, Lizard, Mitas, BKT, Nokian, back to Lizard. And the Lizard, now this is an interesting one. We've got 6 options on the rims, but then it changes because it's saying rim model 1 at the moment. You'll see, look, rim model 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it goes rim model 1, but the tyres have changed. So that hasn't gone back to the previous. So then we go through the next 6 again on these like rice tyres. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go to 1, 2, and these are the tyres that can't be punctured. They're the ones that they kind of compact. You get some travel and movement on them, but they don't puncture. Is it John Deere have these on some of their 0-turn mowers and things like that? I'm sure it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to 1 again. If we go to Mitas, all it is the 6 options on the other tyre choices, and then back to 1 again. So whichever tyre choice you go for after that, BKT, Nokian, it will be just those 6 rim options. We've got handlebars. So in the middle, we've got 1, 2, 3, back. Auxiliary lights, we've got rounds on the front, LED bar on the front, back to standard. We've got bumper, yes or no. We've got hand guards, yes or no. We've got snorkel, left, right, both. Then we've got central, and then no. The central's an interesting one. So I've gone for snorkel left. So if you are going to be fording, going quite deep, or you've also got, which is quite cool, radiator. So you can have the radiator up and out the way as well. So that doesn't get submerged. So if you're going to be doing some proper deep water stuff, then you've got front headlight model 1 and model 2. We've got exhaust. Now I think these might be the wrong way around, and the cage ones are, because that says left, but that's right. Right. Anyway, we've got double, and then back again. Let's go back to double. We've then got exhaust material, black or metallic. We've got camouflage options, carbon fibre, and then some camouflages. Then back to standard. Then we've got axle width. We've got axle width 1, 2, and 3. Back to standard. We've got attachers, rear hitch, side hitch, both. They're both 3-point attachers as well, with plugs and stuff. Then you've got this. It says, so that's 2 grills, rear grill, but it's the front. Then it says front grille, which is the rear, but it doesn't matter. Without grills, and then 2 grills. You can see what they are regardless. Main colour does that. Suspension underneath, let's go green so you can see it. Change all suspension stuff and arms underneath. Handlebars, let's go red. Does that centre section. Side does a little panel, go green so you can see there. Does that side panel. Seats. No, that didn't help, did it? Blue, there we go. Grips, we can change. What a genius. Yellow, there you go. Front guard. I'm scrabbling now. There you go. That's a bit there. Rim colour, license plate option on there as well. Does all of that. Now, this has also got one of these features that I've mentioned before that I really like. There's our horn. There's our lights. Now, this does have an option. If we go L1 and up on the D-pad. So if you're trying to get onto something, if it's over logs or something like that, as you drive up to it, you can do that. So it's up or down. Just gives you a bit of a flick to help you get up onto there, which I think is quite cool. R1 and right stick up and down. We can adjust our ride height as well, which I think is pretty cool on the whole thing. L1, R1. Now this was... Oh yes, I remember now. If we go camera option, L1, R1, left stick side to side, left stick up and down. So that will only work if you're in first person mode. If you're outside trying to do it, and then you've got this view, I absolutely think is phenomenal. I've said it before on scramblers and stuff. It just adds a level of immersion to this, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So those are our camera options. It's funny because it kind of, as you turn, it leans into the turn, which helps with the steering immeasurably. There's a nice little bit of suspension travel on it as well, which is quite good. I've gone for a wider axle width as well, so it doesn't tip over as easily. Get your hand going on the throttle. There you go. Cool beans, the lizard Trold. And then this popped up part way through me doing this. The final mod we're going to be looking at. And then, like I say, I'll do the crude oil production. That'll be a separate video, and then I'll try and get onto the maps. There's a lot. So next we've got this. This is the Streumaster. Apologies if I've said that incorrectly. The Streumaster FW 212 TD by Simon LS Design. 15.97 megabytes download and 6 slots. This is a fertilizer lime spreader. Now I've got one of each out because if we go into here and we come down to a fertilizer spreading systems, just here. That's where you find it. 76 grand. So we've got Wilbrand, Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, back again. Standard, standard 2, standard 3. There's some 2s and 3s amongst the various different choices. Some different tyre choices you'll get on there. Then we've got this. So at the moment it's 15,600. Or you can put sideboards up there, but say it's 18,600. Doesn't cost any more to have the larger capacity on there. Main colour, anything on that palette, like so. And license plate option there as well. Now, I initially got it and thought, okay, I'm going to check and see whether it's whether it does lime and solid fertilizer to the same width, because it says 46 meters. So when you first get it empty, it's not 46, 42, it says 42 meters. I then put lime in it and I lost that option. That option top left where it says adjust work width went. So my assumption is that the lime and fertilizer will be different widths. If I go L1, where are we? Change work width, we can go from 42 to 36, 30, 21, 18, 15, back to 42. So let's turn that on. So there's our 42 meters spread width. No problem at all. So that's with fertilizer in. Detail on it, very nice indeed. We'll see when this opens up. There you go. You don't have to manually open it, it does it itself. Lighting on it, pretty cool as well. This has got rear steering axle as well, so it turns really tight. So you're not dragging the back of the trailer around. Nice feature. Let's turn the lights off. And you'll see when I switch over to the lime, that option to adjust the width isn't there. Now it could be that it just runs at 42 and you don't have an option, but I don't think it's going to run as wide. So what we'll do, we'll get into the, you know, see the top left, it's not showing me the option to change the working width at all. So what we'll do is we'll turn it on, and there you go. So your liming width is definitely narrower than the fertilizing width. I would say possibly half. Is that like 24? Might be less than that. But you are definitely getting less width on the lime than you are on the fertilizer spreading. And there you have it. I'm just trying to think, what was there? What was there? Was a bit of information on this, wasn't there? That no, must have been thinking there's something else. No, that's it. That's the Streumaster FW 212TD, and that's it for the bulk of the mods for Thursday the 6th of November. Oh, hang on, don't go. Let's stop there. I was going to speed up time and check on the manure, wasn't I? Let's do that. I didn't need to speed up time, we've already got some. So this one is showing, bottom right, manure, 186 litres. So I'm going to back up and take some out of there, assuming that works from there. This one is showing exactly the same amount, interestingly. If we come up into here, bottom right, we're saying 186 litres. And I thought, oh, okay, well maybe that's reading from the other one. But you can see it down there, look. There's our manure down the floor, so the manure will need to be picked up. We don't get that so much anymore. I loved when we had the animal pens, you had to muck out, you had to clean the feed areas and stuff like that. That was cool. Yeah, it's a pity we don't have that anymore. So what should happen now is if I back up to this, it should give me the option to... No, not in that. What happened there? Start filling manure. There we go. That's it for the mods for Thursday the 6th of November. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.